The name is Bond. James Bond.
Y'all don't feel alright. Huh? You feel alright, people? Alright, what about you, Valentine, and the rest of the gang? Alright, then we're going to tell you about the one-on-one then. Alright, is that alright? Is that alright with y'all? Alright, then it's alright with us as long as it's alright with y'all now. Alright? Good go. Get it. Someone can't drive. You ready, Jungle Boogie? Y'all ready for Jungle Boogie down there? Huh? You ready for Jungle Boogie one? Is that Wani down there, baby? Oh, that's Angie. Right on, baby. Good to see you, darling. Alright, hey, look here. We're gonna let Jungle Boogie do his thing down on the other end now. Put y'all on display now. Hey, look here. I want you to shine the spotlight, big brother, because I can't see.
Landover Mall, you love it all. You love it all, Landover Mall. I love it. I love it. The Hecht Company, Woody's, Garfinkel's, and Sears opening soon.
125 fantastic shops and restaurants.
6 movie theaters.
Now open on the Beltway, exit 32 at Landover Road in Maryland.
You love it all, Landover Mall.
In the pocket, in the pocket, owner.
Yes, y'all. Y'all gotta help people. You can't just walk around like you the shit. You gotta actually help people. Yeah, that's it. Shit is real. Shit is real.
I'm following you now.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. But guess what?
That's what I told him.
Yes, y'all. Y'all got to help the community. You just can't just do what you want to do. Help your people.
That's right.
Yeah, y'all. You just can't make clothes and expect them jokes to sell themselves. You got to help your community. And the shirts got to help the community too. You can put anything on a shirt, but that don't mean it's gonna sell. It don't mean somebody gonna see themselves in it. Like this, for example. See this? See these people right here? See these people? See my man, my OG, my pioneer. That's my pioneer.
Yes, sir.
That's the lowest and Clark of this urban clothing. Love you too, Uncle Ty. See that? You see that?
That's unisex.
They wouldn't be who they are if they wasn't helping people. You see that? They wouldn't.
That particular dress, no mind.
You owe your community.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Take a Ride Through the City. I'm your host, Jerome Kennedy, and I'd like to welcome my guest today. He's a pretty amazing young man. I'm pretty excited to have him on my show. He is actually an entrepreneur. He's also a graphic artist, a fashion designer, and a go-go curator. Very young man who's accomplished a lot in a very short time. And I'm just excited to have him on my show. So without further ado, let me welcome my man, Montu Mitchell.
Hey. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm not sure what time we're going to be playing this, but good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Happy to be here. Happy to be in the spirit of unity and togetherness, and ready to talk it out and explain.
Okay, so I'm just happy to have you, Montu. You know, you're an amazing young man. When we linked back up after so many years, I was just like, I got to have him on my show. So we're not going to waste time. I'm going to jump right into it. All right? Is that all right with you?
That's great.
Because I got a host of questions. So first of all, what is your name and where you from?
All right. Just to make this one thing clear. My name is Montu Mitchell. What that name means, amongst a lot of different things and a lot of different cultures, the name it pops up in a lot of different cultures. But for me, myself, the name and the reason why my mother gave me that name was because my father's name is Lamont. And technically, to some people, I might be Lamont the second, but my mother always, that's the name that I was given. That's the name I've always gone by in my family. It's at school, it's a whole nother thing. I've learned to use that as a partition to, okay, if you ask for me in this tone, it's from work or it's from school. But if it's Montu, it's from family, neighborhood, church, Camp Brown, whatever it is. So Montu is the name. But it also Willie Wilson he renamed me the name
Oh,
as
okay.
as
Okay.
meaning man and God. And that's where he stumbled upon that meaning. And I had a naming ceremony where they gave me the same name.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. I'm sure a lot of folks didn't know that. I didn't know, so I
Yeah.
wanted to know right off the break. So, where are you from, by the way?
I'm from Washington, D.C. I say the whole D.C. Never lived in Southwest, but got big family from Southwest. Got a lot of love. Southwest has always had a dope spirit because they weren't always that big, but they made up for it in a lot of other ways. So never lived in Southwest, but I've lived in my the first, I say, 15 years of my life. I lived in D.C. Started in Northwest downtown.
Oh, okay, okay.
Downtown, like,
Yeah, yeah,
on the South Side, they say everything up there is uptown, but they
exactly.
would
'Cause
call
I'm from the
that
South Side.
yeah. But for downtown on Riggs Street, which is
Oh, okay.
pretty much closer to downtown than 14th and U. So, but on that side, and then from there, always had Southeast roots. So we moved to Southeast. Ended up living in Northeast, the Turkey Thicket area, the North Michigan Park
Oh,
area. So I got
okay.
a lot of people up there. I got a lot of people in Southeast. I got some people in Northwest. Ended up going to Maryland back
Mm.
when it wasn't so cool to rep Maryland and as a DC person. They called you a Maryland Bama if you moved to DC. Moved to Maryland. That was before we found ways to coin it like Ward 9 and stuff like that. But moved
Oh,
to
God.
Maryland, the Mitchellville, the Mitchellville area, which is now, I guess you can call that like Woodmore, near that area. And then from there, I've lived in Virginia as well for a time when I was going to school in George Mason. So, I'm pretty much all DC, all DMV as most as you can get, but I wear this hat everywhere I go.
Jump. Jump, y'all. Jump, y'all back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the way live from Southeast DC, the Berry Farms Junkyard Band and Show.
and people know where I'm from, but I got a lot of people from Maryland that's pushing for me. I learned how to be an artist in Virginia, an artist, not just a name. So my roots are centered in and around this beltway, in and around
Dang.
the beltway, and that's the meaning of the shirt that you have on today.
Hey,
That
baby,
shirt,
look here. I'm repping.
yeah. A lot of people would think that that's a WMATA Metro Authority spirit wear, but
I
for
love this
me,
shirt too, by the
but
way.
but for me, it's now that we've established that it's DMV. Now people putting Baltimore in the DMV, they put Norfolk and Hampton Roads in the DMV. In all actuality, that's that's too big of an area. That's way too big of an area to be a metropolitan area. Nobody's going from Hampton to Baltimore in one day. But on that shirt, we easily go from Tyson's to Southeast in a day, in a morning, and that's nothing. We easily go from Wheaton to Northeast to Reston, Herndon, and it's nothing to us. We just be bouncing all around. That's the DMV, that metro line. That's the DMV. Anything outside of that metro line, if you can't drive to it, that's not DMV.
So, question. So, where did you go to school when you was upper northwest, I should say? For us Southeast dudes,
Yeah,
we always say uptown, but I know y'all got
yeah,
that downtown, that
yeah. They
midtown, and
listen.
then
They
that
say that.
uptown.
Yeah, they say downtown, midtown,
Downtown,
and
yeah.
uptown. They say uptown starts after Hobart, and midtown is somewhere around that part, and then. But I mean, and my thing about that is, if you're gonna hold people to it, y'all need to find ways to rep and remind people of where the lines start. Where
Right.
these lines of demarcation. But anyway, when I was in Northwest, um, Garrison was the school.
Okay.
Garrison was the school, but the school that I rep that made me who I am to this day is Roots at Activity Learning Center. I spent my
Mm,
first 5 years at that school, and they pushed a very Afrocentric curriculum that
mm.
got me started and taught me how to be the 5-year-old Montu.
Wow.
Where I'm going to school. I'm going to John Barrows on my first day there in
Mm.
Northeast, and they said they asking for Lamont, and I ain't put my name. I ain't put my hand up.
'Cause
I'm
you.
like, I'm like, and they like, yeah, okay, we got one person missing, and we got one extra person. Is this you? And I'm like, oh, nah, that's not my name. But that's what Roots did. Roots taught me how to connect to, and I got talked about and laughed at about that. Now it's funny when you're 5 years old, but I was,
Right.
I had a place. I came from a foundation between the church and Roots. You know, they pretty much set the tone for my self identity.
Right. So, do you have siblings?
I do, I do, but
Okay.
for the most part, I was raised with my cousin, and she's from Northeast, the Rosedale area,
Yeah.
17th and C. So that's who
17.
my grand.
Yeah.
So that's my other hood. So that's the
Right.
Northeast part of me the whole time.
Manning Road.
Grandma's house. So they, I got and they pushing for me. They push a lot
Wow.
of them not there anymore because they've extended Capitol Hill. But
Right.
yeah, so that's the closest I'm gonna get to a sibling comes through a cousin, but I do have a brother and a sister. Yes, they're a
Okay.
lot younger than me.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you this. So what type of student were you in school?
I was the type of student. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. If right now the school probably would have been mad at me and my parents because I probably would have been put on some ADHD medicine, and I'm not lying. But I
Why
just
you
see how
say
you
that?
because I've always been a thinker and I've always had visions, and a lot of those they're capable of dominating. So if you putting a lecture in front of me, and you say something that sparks something, I could take that and go off. And I'm learning about that now. But just
Right.
studying my own kids and other people's kids, the type of student I wasn't necessarily great in the academics. I wasn't, but it wasn't because I wasn't capable of thinking and understanding the concepts. It's just, it's a time and a place for everything. And, when it comes to understanding and being disciplined, sometimes that comes with maturity. You
Right.
can't beat it into somebody, you can't medicate it into somebody. But
Yeah. Do that.
it wasn't until I went to my second college that and was paying for it, knowing that I was putting myself where I needed to be, when I realized, I need to be taking something from this. This can actually make me better. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm gonna make that my focus. Even if I veer off, I still gotta keep stay submerged.
Right. Right.
So it didn't come until I went to George Mason, and then you know, I'm sleeping in the graphic design labs
Mm.
some nights because I didn't want to drive home. It's an hour, 15 minutes sometimes. I didn't want to drive home when I got to be back out here at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And the
Yeah.
lab stays open 24 hours. They paying kids to keep the lab going. I'm
Oh,
like, I'm
you
like,
killed
y'all don't. I'm like, y'all don't realize what y'all doing. Y'all
it.
realize.
Create the monster, huh, man.
Yeah, and that's where I was really allowed to go in and learn from people who felt the same way, and be
Okay.
able to just stay in my graphic, my design zone.
Okay. So I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So let me back up for a second. So me and you got a little history.
Yes.
And where did that come about? Like you were in school somehow, so you had to be like at least around about what, between 11 and 13 or something, maybe?
I have to say, had to be like 13 or 14.
13 to
So
14?
so yeah, 13 to 14. So already, you see, you painted the picture. I'm a only child of my parents at and
Okay.
around that time.
Okay.
Spending a lot of time at grandma's house.
Right.
And that's 17th and C. We got,
It's pretty
you
rough
know,
around there.
yeah, and it's like the way it's set up.
The Pinnacle and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
I know the place. I know the place.
AZ Bates, you know. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So in that type of neighborhood, it seeps into the house. If your
ooh,
people got a spot over there, or people got, now so in a lot of instances, it wasn't kept at all times outside. So when we were playing outside, so we learned a lot. And I think that I might have given the impression that, he just can't know just this when we need a babysitter.
right.
He can't, this can't be just that. So from there, they realized, camp season. And I'm we talk about, but I've been to every camp. I've been to Hope Valley. I've been to Camp Happy Land.
Oh,
I've been to Camp Brown. I've been to Camp Riverview. I've been to uh Camp Brown two ways, as a safety patrol and the other one. So I've been to camps in Massachusetts after I met you. Like
damn.
they was just finding camps. Like they was trying to send me to that WOL joint in Mississippi. I forget. That was a real popular one. I forget what it
Whoa,
was called, but it was
you
one that
going?
Kathy Hughes had some people
Yeah, I
who
recall something
ran,
like that.
and that was like the camp of all camps to really get into
Damn.
and go to. They would have loved to send me to that jump, but nah, I never made it to
You
that
said
one. But
Camp Happy Land though,
eh,
and Camp Riverview. Damn, you went
yeah,
back on
yeah,
me.
yeah, Hope Valley. Um, so
Wow.
so I've been to a lot of different camps, but I could tell you about all of them. I could tell you about everyone's old man clutch experience. I could tell you. Oh, I've been to Abbey Day Camp. That jump was on South Dakota
No,
Avenue.
you didn't. No,
That
you
that
didn't.
jump, man, that was the best camp
Hold
ever.
on, hold on, hold on. I'm everyday camp.
Dog, Abbey Day Camp was the best. Was the best camp ever in the world.
Wait, what? Saint Aslam Abbey
Yeah,
on
yeah, with
South
all the
Dakota?
monks. They
Boy,
had
what
us
you
with the
know about
monks.
everyday camp?
Man,
What?
they had us with the monks. I'm looking at this now, like I'm hoping the monks wasn't touching people, cause they ain't touching me, but we was
Well, you
with
got
them.
touched the everyday camp if you was on the wall. You remember the wall?
Nah, I had a good time. I remember all of them. Father Daniel. It was
Hold
a
on, Nick.
couple other
Father
people
Day.
too.
So the Jeep Nick.
Yeah, man, the Jeep man, listen, best camp
Boy, you don't know
ever.
nothing,
The
boy.
Jeep Nick, man, they could
Ah,
never do they could never do that ever again. Like they could never do that.
oh
They
my
could never
God,
do that. They could never
man,
do that. Like going through the woods and the
we should
car
all
and
be
a
dead.
drop and a drop.
We should
Going
all be dead. No, you didn't say Abby Day Camp.
listen. I'm a professional. I'm a professional camper. I've been to
Yo,
every camp ever. I could
that's
tell you
no
about
bullshit.
all of them. I could tell you
Oh
about
my
all of
God,
them.
no, you didn't
But
say Abby. That's
but
my joke.
but yeah, Camp Brown
Oh, here we go.
was like it was the hood of camps. It was the
It
DC.
was.
It was the D. But for everything that I experienced before, you know, it definitely balanced the experience out. I liked it because it was a weekly. I ain't like them 2 week joints. You could do a 5 day easy because the Monday and Friday don't even count. So it's just
Damn.
a Tuesday through Thursday. Man, we was doing all types of stuff, man. Holding our bows all week, man. All types of crazy, stupid stuff. Wasn't trying to go up in that bathroom and get caught.
Late night. Dark outside.
Man, shit on Monday at the police station. Get
Oh
on
my
that
God.
bus. Man, tell your mother come
Oh,
pick you up on Friday. You
oh my
good.
God. Damn, Joe, you remember all that. That's crazy.
Backyard finest, man, right here in the house of Mitchcraft, man, doing what I do best, man. Just to touch on my man Slick Rick, man, like new Slick Rick back in the day, man, like Hot Cold Sweat, Mr. Charlie and them, man, and man, it's just a privilege, man, to meet him, you know what I mean, to be around him, watching him on stage, and just having those candid conversations, man, about the front line and the lead mic and how the go-go, what direction go-go was going in at the time, and just, you know what I mean, just picking his brain, just talking, because I always like to talk to the originators, like the ones that got their own style and the ones that put the work in the game. And man, it's just crazy, man, how I was just talking to him at Gino's ballpark. And then right after that, I got a call saying that he was sick and then he passed away. Like, life is precious, man. You got to talk to your people and love them.
One of the first phases that I went into before I got to my go-go phase, I'ma say,
Right.
I had a Black History phase, and that came from Roots Activity Learning Center, came from Union Temple, came from going to a HBCU for my first college experience. So, Frederick Douglass, man, Southeast GOAT, greatest that Southeast has ever had lived there is Frederick Douglass.
No
We
question.
look, we drive past the Frederick Douglass home. It's nothing to us. This is the Frederick Douglass home, but people come to that home from everywhere in the world as proof that what he said meant something. But anyway, having the Black History phase, it came at the time where you get Barack Obama as the president, but you got Trayvon Martin, getting killed. You got kids getting killed every week. And it's
Mm.
not popular to wear black people on your shirt at that time. It has, since George Floyd has died, wearing black people on your shirt is not that bad. But in 2012, it was not popular to do. And I'm talking about, women would wear Marilyn Monroe on a shirt and not even think about it. I'm talking about black women.
Right.
But they would wear, but they, wouldn't wear their own people. So as a result, I said, hey, I'm gonna make all these shirts and you're gonna have to love them, and it's gonna have all our heroes on them. So that's where that shirt comes from, that collection, and making statements that people don't want to hear. People don't want to hear that. They trying to find a hot dog on 4th of July. They trying to find a hot dog. They want a glizzy on 4th of July. That's all people want. They don't want to go back and think about how life was in Southeast at a time.
Right.
And it wasn't that long ago. They
Well,
want you to think that Frederick Douglass was alive when dinosaurs was around.
no.
No, it's only like 5 or 6 grandmas ago.
Well, I'm still here, by the way. So yeah.
But you get what I'm saying. 5 or 6 grandmas
Absolutely.
ago. It's
Absolutely.
not.
Ain't no question
It's
about it.
not.
I understand clearly.
It's
And
not.
so my question now would be like, so who inspired you to become a graphic artist?
It would definitely be F Street T-shirt culture. When you could go down to F Street and see all the vendors out there, they would,
Mm-hmm.
anytime a song came out, they would have a coordinated shirt to go with it. You could go to F Street, find anything. PA
Yeah.
tapes, the new shirt, what was it? Crack Hill Applejack shirt, Run Joe shirt.
Damn.
Any song that was good. Don't worry, be happy. Self destruction. Anytime it was a popular song, they had a shirt to go with it. I later learned that it was a larger culture, and that was pre hip hop t-shirt culture. When it got here, it was certain vendors that kept that going. Um, Madness would be one of them. But a lot of guys who was on F Street always would make shirts. Another popular shirt people don't like talking about, but very impactful. The Marion Barry shirt. I saw the tape, and that
Oh,
set him up. That was a very popular
damn.
shirt.
I had
Very
that shirt
popular
too.
shirt. Yes, very popular shirt. So the culture of seeing current event style shirts, that played a large role in it. Um, Being a fan of Nike marketing in the 80s along with Michael Jordan. Some of us couldn't afford the shoes as often, so sometimes you just had to get the t-shirt. So, and being a fan of how Nike always did their t-shirts in a lot of different ways, that definitely got my spark started. From there, you get me at 15, you got Carl Kanai. Gotta love that. You got Fubu. Gotta love that. Uh, you get the guys on Good Hope Road. They
Hey.
had a whole nother aesthetic where you can go into a shirt. I mean, you go into a store, you can see Versace shirts. You can see cowboy boots with leather and ostrich. You could see with juke jeans. You had Moco. I got my first Moco shirt on Good Hope Road. So DDTP definitely plays a large role in graphic tees in this area. So all of those converging at one time, but I've always been a fan of a lot of different things at once. Not tied to just one thing. Madness definitely played a large role, but it was more so the convergence of everything at one time that
Right.
played a large role in and what I saw and what I wanted from a graphic standpoint.
So I'm saying to myself, like, Jesus Christ, you know, you got a lot of stuff embottled in you in reference to old school stuff, and you so young at that time. And I'm looking at this like, well, goddamn, how you know all of this? You talking about F Street? You talking about the Run Joe T-shirt? You talking
Yeah,
about the Madness? You talking about DDP? You talking about Fresh Gear?
yeah,
So,
kids closet. Yes,
so a question to you is, who is Emory Douglas to you?
Emory Douglas. That's another goat. Emory Douglas. Now, I was a fan. I was a fan of Emory Douglas before I even knew who he was and what his name was. Um, you know, being my father being as awesome as he is,
Yes.
the walls of his restaurant were adorned with Black American art. And some of it was original pieces. Some of those were from the slavery era. Some of those were from all types of eras. One, I don't know, I don't remember the guy's name, but it was one guy. Anything this guy would bring through there, my dad would buy and find a way to put it on the wall. But this guy
Mm,
had a collection that consisted of old Black Panther magazines, professionally framed pages of
mm,
each one of them. And
mm.
from there, the what I felt at the time was like very cartoon like, comic like style. That style and feel was everything for me. Everything
Okay.
for me. I later learned that some of my other go-go pieces from EU he made also. So I'm like, I can't. I'm just finding more ways to love what you do, and I didn't realize who he was until somebody that knows him personally told me about his work with EU, and then backtracked everything else. And I realized I had been a fan for a long time, but those comics that he did for those Black Panther newsletters, like you're not gonna get better than that. Like, and one major thing about him, you take him out of that movement, I'm not sure how much you got.
Mitchcraft. In this episode, we're hitting the road to the vibrant city of Atlanta, where fashion meets football during the Commanders versus Falcons weekend. But first, let's meet the team behind the Mitchcraft Mobile Boutique.
Hey, what's going on? It's Montu. You know who it is, man. You know what it is that I do. But if you don't, I'll tell you. I keep this thing going. Mitchcraft, Love DC Gogo, and everything involved. I don't know. I try to help where I can, but follow me and find out.
Hi guys, it's Kimba. I am the operations manager here at Mitchcraft, and yeah.
Hey guys, I am your girl Capri Monique, the voice of the people. I'm a liaison for the culture, a general lover of go-go, a creator, an innovator, and I'm just me. You can catch me everywhere out in these streets. Our journey began with meticulous preparations. We've handpicked the trendiest fashion items, packed them up, and made sure our mobile boutique is ready to dazzle Atlanta.
Yeah. So Brad, first time at Mitchcraft with the whole crew. You know what I mean? It's what we do. Backyard for life. Yeah.
From a media, art, and marketing standpoint, he provided that movement with something that they wouldn't have had if he wasn't there to do that way. And I feel like I would like to see my impact on some of the movements that I've been involved in the same manner. And people like that definitely don't get their credit because they're providing the visuals. And sometimes when the visual that they give you is so good and it makes such a credible case, you don't see it. You can't see it. It's like it's no stat for things like when you're in the insurance business, it's no stat for when nothing goes wrong. But it's when stuff is bad that you see people. But sometimes when something is professionally done so well, the job entails that you don't notice it, and you can't quite say that this was the reason. Like they're never going to give the credit to the toilet paper wrapper. They're never going to give it. But without that wrapper, you don't get that. You don't buy that 2-ply.
Be right back. Hey, sure.
Alright, y'all. Back the fuck up. www.crankrock.com is the website for the latest and greatest Mitchcraft attire. You are now witnessing the Mitchcraft Mobile Boutique Atlanta Adventure. We've been having a great time. Southern hospitality is real. Stepping out of that zone and to your second home, listen, greeted us with food, drinks, and a good time. I might or might not go live second half, but stay tuned because if I decide to, you might not want to miss it.
Right.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying? So I feel like the things that I've brought to the movements that I've been involved in hit in the same manner where, you know, if you're Emory Douglas, if you're a Montu Mitchell, you're not going to get the credit for what you helped do. But without you, a lot of things don't go down the same way. And, you know, I'm gonna say it because I notice it. And if I don't, you know, I'm not sure if people will.
So, question here then. So I'm gonna go here on you. I love DC Go-Go, which is your slogan,
Yes,
which I think
campaign.
which came about 2014 maybe.
No, not 2014. I wish. No, it came to me in the year 2018. The same year.
Oh, okay.
The
So hold
same
on. So
year.
before we go there,
The same year that I went to Africa with Backyard. It came later that year. Same year
Oh,
though.
you went on that trip?
Yes.
I saw that
Yes.
on the video. I didn't. Oh, I gotta go back and look at that again. So you in
Yeah.
the video somewhere?
Yeah. I might or might not. I got all the videos in my phone. So
Well, I remember
but you
they did
say
a video. I think it's on YouTube or something. I did
yeah.
see.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You say
wow. So
you asked me if I made it on the trip. I feel like I made the trip.
whoa, that's something there.
Yeah, and I'll
That's
tell you
fancy.
why. I'll tell you why. So before there was a trip, before there was a grant for the trip, I was titled and charted to help Big G design an intro for his birthday at the Howard Theater in 2016.
Mm,
I mean, the person can't plan their own shit.
damn.
So he said he wanted to coming to America style. So the
Mm,
only thing that I could give him was I gotta take him to Union Temple.
mm,
But I didn't have the drummers from Union Temple that could pull that type of thing off that I felt good about. So from there, I called that dope stepmom of mine and ended up making some calls, finding some people that might or might not work. From there, I reached out to Melvin Deal, rest in peace, Melvin Deal of DC Legend and African Drumming. He didn't like the idea.
mm.
I reached out to Farfina Khan, which is a dance troupe, drumming troupe that's out of the Mount Rainier area. From there, I was put in contact with a young man named Diallo Sumbri, who's now like the minister of tourism now. At this point, he was not that. From
Okay.
there, I I told them I want them to provide me with African drummers that could help me get the feel of coming to America meets a backyard band intro at the Howard Theater.
Mm,
They came up with a price. We paid them. We paid somebody to shoot the video. From there, a grant was submitted with the video in tow. They saw that video and gave him that money. The rest is history. If Melvin Deal takes that deal, you don't get the person who's in the position to do what has gone on to happen. But from there, Black Alley has gone on that same trip to Ghana with the same group. Raheem Devon has gone on to go to Ghana with the same group. The head person in the same group was the same person who was on when Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade went on to go to Africa with the same group that was on the Oprah Winfrey Network. The same guy, Diallo Sumbry, the same guy we found in Mount Rainier, who's now, I feel like, the Minister of Tourism for the whole country of Ghana.
So you always had this creative mind, obviously. So with that entail, over time, did you have a team to help you out, or you just always came up with the concepts on your own?
Oh, concepts have always come on my own. Always come on my own. I like I said, artistic breath, being able to look at something and reinterpret it in my own is something that I've had to learn and work at and get better at when it comes to making artistic decisions to or not to do something. That's something that I've had to practice. It's a discipline. But as far as a team of people to throw concepts at me, I haven't had the opportunity to work in that manner. I like to collaborate. I would want to collaborate more often. I just feel like in some instances, I can be a little, intimidating. Because I know what I want to. I know what I want to do when it comes to art, and what I want to do. I don't know. I don't know. I think my first step is very strong. So a lot of people, they waiting for it too. And when you're trying to work with people, I feel like you have to kind of be better at not speaking first.
He was out there making that money. He was out there making that money. That nigga was Rico. Wow, man. He out there making that money. He out there. Let's get it. Hey, heartbeat. Stop it. Stop it. Heartbeat. Yeah.
say what now? Go over there after that to the cooler to y'all. Yeah. On that Highland crew. Jungle Boogie. I said what now? Love to see your body move. I love to see your body move. And Jungle Boogie, baby. And Jungle Boogie, baby.
Okay. Okay. So you have another person that inspired you as well, Eddie Van.
Yes, definitely. Eddie Van. Um, and it's not the Eddie Van that a lot of people know. It's the Eddie Van. It's comeback Eddie Van. That's what I should change his name to. Comeback Eddie Van. It's not. I didn't know him before he came back out, but
Oh,
it's the version of him that we see today that inspires me more than the initial Madness offering. Obviously, Madness being, urban clothing dominant since '85. It's hard not to be inspired by that, and that definitely was enough to get me started. But comeback Eddie Vans is
right.
is the one that we set in 2014, 15, wee hours of the night trying to make this thing back to what it is now. It's the one that's not giving up, the one that is determined to see himself back to where it was before, minus the things that we don't do anymore. It's the fighting spirit. It's the spirit where if I fix me and self-improve myself, it's impossible that everything around me doesn't change. Those intentions and knowing that at any given moment I can call him on the phone and we can talk and we have a great dynamic and the levels of communication and transparency. I can call him and tell him, "Hey, man, this is what I just seen. You should fix this." And he could call me, "Hey, you're slipping over here, man. Fix that." Like, we don't deal with each other as much as we did in like 2015, 16, and 17, but the knowing that I can call him at any given moment and get whatever he got, whether it be advice or blanks or just, "Hey, help me out here. What would you do here?" He's right there. It does not say, "I love DC Gogo." It does not say that. A lot of people, some people hosting this show said, "I love DC Gogo."
DC
A lot of
Go.
people drop the I in there because it feels natural. But in reality, it does not say, "I love DC Gogo." It says, "Love DC Gogo." And that's a demonstrative statement. It's not saying, "This is what I do." It's when you read it, it's telling you what to do. You need to love DC Gogo. Love DC Gogo. I'm telling you what to do. When
Do the go-go style. Get it down. Sounds good to you, big brother. Don't put a big brother Vincent, all right? Do Vincent. Photo mic. Super photo mic, y'all. But we know where the real ones at, don't we, big brother? Super Todd and AT crew. Super go-go, Ray. All right. Hey, Squirt, break it all the way down, all the way down. Yes, we need that.